Passing the Series 7 means mastering margin. This guide breaks down the essential formulas and rules you'll face. Every margin journey begins with Regulation T, set by the Federal Reserve. It requires customers to deposit 50% of the initial purchase price for marginable securities. For example, on a $100,000 stock purchase, you must deposit $50,000. This is your equity. The other $50,000 is a loan from your broker, known as the debit balance. Also, remember the FINRA minimum. If your 50% deposit is less than $2,000, you must deposit the full $2,000 to open the account. For long positions, memorize this essential formula. Market value equals debit balance plus equity. The key principle here is that the debit balance, the loan from your broker, is fixed. It doesn't change as the market fluctuates. So if your stock's market value goes up, all of that gain goes directly into your equity. If the market value falls, your equity absorbs the entire loss. Understanding this simple but powerful relationship is the foundation for almost every long margin question on the exam. Short selling has its own formula. Credit balance equals short market value plus equity. Think of the credit balance as your fixed point. It's created from the proceeds of the short sale plus your initial Reg T deposit. Just like the debit balance in a long account, this credit balance does not change. For a short seller, you profit when the stock price falls. As the short market value decreases, your equity increases. This inverse relationship is crucial for short sale calculations. The Special Memorandum Account, or SMA, is one of the most tested margin concepts. Think of it as a line of credit generated by excess equity. When your stock appreciates, SMA is created dollar for dollar. Here is the single most important rule. Once created, SMA does not decrease if the market value falls. It's a one-way street. This SMA gives you buying power, typically 2 times the SMA amount for long purchases. It's a powerful tool, but it's essentially increasing your loan. After your initial purchase, FINRA's maintenance rules take over. For long positions, you must maintain equity of at least 25% of the market value. For short positions, the requirement is higher, at 30%, reflecting the greater risk. If your equity drops below these minimums, you'll receive a maintenance margin call, requiring you to deposit more funds or sell securities. Knowing the trigger formulas is key. For long accounts, it's debit balance divided by 0.75. This tells you the exact market value that triggers a call. A critical update for the 2026 exam is the elimination of the Pattern Day Trader, or PDT, rule. As of June 4, 2026, the old rules are gone. This means no more $25,000 minimum equity requirement and no more 4-to-1 buying power multiplier for day traders. The new framework is a risk-based intraday margin system. The minimum equity to day trade is now the same as any other margin account, $2,000. Be sure your study materials are updated to reflect this major change. Mastering these formulas isn't about memorization alone. It's about application. Repetition is the key to making these calculations second nature under exam pressure. Visit the full article on openexamprep.com to see more detailed walkthroughs and use our free practice questions to test your knowledge. Practice until it's automatic.